Are you ready to be on the edge of your seat as you uncover the dark secrets and intense drama of America's first national park? Yellowstone takes you on a thrilling ride through the rugged landscape, where family dynasties battle for control and survival. With an all-star cast and breathtaking scenery, it's a must-watch for fans of power struggles and the great outdoors. With 4 Sixes and 1883, the Bass Reeves story, Taylor Sheridan is extending his Yellowstone. These two programs will be considerably different from the ones currently airing. With the future spin-offs, the Dutton family's position as the core of the Yellowstone world will shift. 2 new series that will center on a different property and a different character will be added to Taylor Sheridan's vast cowboy drama soon. The future series Yellowstone, the 4 Sixes, and 1883, the Bass Reeves story, is expected to alter the franchise as a whole significantly. Viewers anticipate that each Taylor Sheridan spinoff will center on a Dutton family generation up until the present. Sheridan ventured outside the cowboy image with the immensely successful Tulsa King, which might or might not be related to the larger Yellowstone universe. However, the films Yellowstone, the 4 Sixes, and 1883, the Bass Reeves story, will offer viewers a fresh perspective on the world outside the Duttons. Jimmy Herdstrom, a ranch hand, and his wife Emily, who left for the Texas ranch in Yellowstone Season 4, are anticipated to make a return appearance in Yellowstone, the 4 Sixes. Instead of a real sequel to Season 1 of 1883, the Bass Reeves story will be an anthology. What makes the new Yellowstone spin-offs so distinctive? 1883, the Bass Reeves story, which will center on the historical character Bass Reeves, an enslaved man who became a U.S. Marshal and is credited with serving as the model for the Lone Ranger, will be very different. In contrast to the other series, this one will concentrate on the life of a remarkable individual who was a legend in his era rather than a particular ranch or family dynamic. The most eagerly awaited of the planned spin-offs is the Bass Reeves story. A new ranch called the 4 Sixes, which is important to the Yellowstone show, will be the subject of Yellowstone, the 4 Sixes. Sheridan actually bought the ranch, so viewers of the show will probably get a close-up view of it and learn about its fascinating past. A new region of the country will be investigated, in addition to introducing new personalities. Why does the Dutton family still have a major role in the spin-offs? The 1883 Dutton family is still alive and well in the vast area that Bass Reeves covers, so it's feasible that he'll see them somewhere in his presentation. Any presence will likely be brief and only serve to link the two 1883 seasons because Sheridan won't want to overshadow Reeves. Reeves traveled the Oregon Trail before settling in Oklahoma, thus his travels might have easily taken him to many of the locations shown in the 1883 series. Given that the 4 Sixes ranch has been alluded to and teased in the main episode, Yellowstone, the 4 Sixes will undoubtedly have a relationship with the Dutton family in Yellowstone. Jimmy, who is thought to play a significant role in the spinoff, was also sent by John Dutton to work on that property. The 2 upcoming series will not focus on the Dutton family, but will broaden the existing universe and give the empire the Dutton family has built greater complexity. Yellowstone has been burned down to promote its spin-offs, and it's time to admit it. A decent cowboy barbecue can alter anyone's viewpoint. Even if you just sometimes watch Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone world of Paramount Network television programs, you'll be aware that its unique blend of cattle wrangling, whiskey drinking, and bull riding has won over the nation and become the most popular cable television program. Of course, it helped that the series about a family with a history of wealth also had enough violence to make John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner, resemble Tony Soprano, but in Montana. However, Sheridan's body of work changed due to his increased involvement in television programs. There are Yellowstone spin-offs in 1883 and 1923, Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner, and Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. The flagship series that established this empire, Yellowstone, started to lag with each new line on Sheridan's IMDb page. We would occasionally come across a cowboy celebration in Yellowstone. Luke Grimes, an actor, received a lot of B-roll time to play his brand new country song. The most satirical versions of our favorite characters from soap operas returned. The third episode of 1923, which otherwise followed the prequel spin-off train from Yellowstone ended with a big death and a cliffhanger for Harrison Ford's character Jacob Dutton due to a surprise attack from the show's villain. Slowing down Yellowstone in recent years may have diverted well-deserved attention to spin-offs like 1923. Will Yellowstone's disgruntled followers follow Sheridan into Paradise Valley as the franchise prepares for infinity? Yellowstone Season 5 has received a mixed reception from fans, even those devoted to the show. On Rotten Tomatoes, one viewer wrote, "The show continues its slide into low-grade melodrama soap opera. Taylor, you are overworked." With a series' low audience score of 30%, the current season has significantly decreased from Season 4's 79% and Season 2's peak of 91%. Another comment asks, "Did the writers run out of material? The characters speak the same things repeatedly and act in the same predictable ways. Although we adore Yellowstone, the first 2 hours were dreadful. Ouch." Meanwhile, 1923 has won the hearts of critics. "Amazing show. At least some quality content," said one Rotten Tomatoes user. Another joked, "The finest that TV has to offer." Yes, review bombing has been a problem for sites like Rotten Tomatoes for years, and Yellowstone supporters are not shy about expressing their opinions. However, the criticism is accurate. Why then is 1923 a success, whereas Yellowstone is a failure? Well, 1923 continues the Dutton family conflict during a more interesting period in American history, in addition to starring Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Most of the cast and recurring threats have remained the same for 5 seasons on Yellowstone, which is still set in the present. Thomas Rainwater wants to reclaim the land for the reservation. An evil hedge fund by the name of Market Equities wants to turn John Dutton's ranch into an airport, and Jamie Dutton, the outcast son, will do whatever it takes to exact revenge on the absent-minded father who never showed him any signs of love. When the individuals involved were actively attempting to murder each other, Yellowstone may have been a compelling soap opera, but now we're at an enigmatic halt. But don't write off Sheridan. Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2, which premieres this summer, will show that the previous 8 episodes were only the eye of the storm. Until then, it appears like Sheridan is enjoying his other endeavors a lot more. A second season has already been announced for 1923. The second season of the gritty prison drama Mayor of Kingstown has recently begun. Additionally, Nicole Kidman, Morgan Freeman, and Zoe Saldana will play covert CIA agents in the upcoming Lioness. Sheridan may have started on a ranch in Montana, but the busiest TV writer in the biz is now definitely getting some exercise. The current Yellowstone storyline concerning a bacterial infection endangering John Dutton's livestock sounds dull in comparison. Jimmy, one of the show's characters, was even transported to the Texas ranch known as the 4 Sixes Ranch in Season 4, which has long served as the setting for a proposed spin-off series. Jimmy had a great time further south, learning how to be a genuine cowboy, and won himself a committed girlfriend. You certainly want to see more of that. However, it is the issue. Yellowstone ought to be able to stand alone and not nag us to look ahead to the next spin-off. In either case, the 4 Sixes series is already approaching. Perhaps for this season, Sheridan is moving a portion of the Yellowstone team to his Bosque Ranch in Texas for Part 2, where the author, who also doubles as the show's horse trainer Travis Wheatley, actually resides. We'll know the answer if Part 2 merely sells us the eagerly anticipated 4 Sixes spin-off series. It's more horsey montages until then. So from Yellowstone, the 4 Sixes, and 1883, the Bass Reeves story, Yellowstone spin-offs are getting fans excited already.